Alright, so the pan's out of the oven. It's dry, still warm. And so all we're going to do is we're going to throw some oil on there to season this thing up. Last time we used canola oil in the last pan, so now we're going to do this one with some Crisco. Give a generous amount. Again, soaking it all up, getting all the way around the sides, into all the corners. I want to make sure the whole pan is covered here. So flipping it over to the back. Put some more Crisco on. All the way around the handle, even on the insides of it, make sure all the iron is covered. Same thing with the handle, even the little knob at the end. Alright, the last thing we're doing is we're just wiping off as much as we possibly can here. So getting in the ring. The reason I like these blue Scott towels, they absorb so much. You just flip it over, find a new spot, and it'll just soak it right up. One more time around should do it here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to throw it back in the oven, heat the oven up to 525, and set the timer for an hour, let it cook for an hour. But after 15 minutes, we're going to open back up. And I probably won't show you that, but I'm just going to look to see if there's any oil pooling, any oil dots. The seasoning's done. I put it back in the oven for 250 degrees for 15 minutes just to warm it up again. So here's the pan after our first round of seasoning. We're going to throw on several more layers here. I'm not going to show all the layers, but just showing this one, and then we'll fast forward back up to when we complete the pan. So again, just using our Crisco like we did on the first round of seasoning. We go fairly heavy on the inside right now, and then we'll wipe it clean. Like I said on the first skillet we did, the Erie, we want the pan warm. It opens up the pores of the iron to absorb more of the oil. We just want to make sure that we're getting all the way around in here, not leaving anything exposed. Getting a little more Crisco on the towel. And now hitting up the back. I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but this runs smooth, and then it gets a little rougher around the edges. And again, that's where we sanded that bottom, but we didn't sand the sides at all. And also, don't forget to do the handle. Alright, so this is how our pan looks right now. Still a lot of oil on there. If we threw this back in the oven right now, you'd see like a little, the oil would start to pool and start turning like into a spider web, moving outward. And that'd be kind of gloppy on there. It gets sticky, and it makes it really tough to clean afterwards. So I'm trying to remove all the oil so we don't end up with that stickiness in there. We're trying to pull off as much oil as possible here, so you can kind of see on the rag how much we've got so far. Really getting into the corners. Rag just to go over it one more time here. Alright, now it's oiled, it's wiped, and now it's going back into the oven. Turn the heat up to, then we'll go up to 500 and let it cook for an hour here. After 15 minutes, I'm going to open the oven up and just make sure no oil was left behind and is starting to pool. So this is our second round of seasoning that we're doing right now, and I'll show you the finished product afterwards.
Gents, this is the moment you've waited for. You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind.
So we've seasoned this Lodge 12-inch skillet I think it was 6 times. You can see the nice shiny surface. Nice smooth surface. The walls smooth. And the one thing I think I would have liked to do better is get a more uniform color on the inside, but I think with cooking that'll kind of even out a little bit. We take a look at the back of the skillet. See how that looks. And those are the walls we really didn't do much with. And then the top, not as smooth as the inside, but we also didn't spend quite as long on the top or on the bottom of it as we did on the inside. So that's the Lodge 12-inch skillet.